God's timing operates on a level far beyond human comprehension, moving with a precision that aligns with his divine will rather than our immediate desires. We often measure time by deadlines, schedules, and personal goals, expecting results on a timeline we've created. But God is not confined by the constraints of human calendars or clocks. His timing is eternal and flawless. What may seem like a delay to us is in fact his intentional plan unfolding at the right moment. He sees the full picture, the past, present, and future, and orchestrates events to align perfectly with his purposes. When we rush ahead, trying to force outcomes in our own time, we often miss the beauty of his preparation. God knows the exact moment to bring things to fruition so they will be a blessing, not a burden. Preparation is God's way of ensuring you're ready to receive and steward the blessings you've prayed for. Often, we focus solely on the provision, forgetting that blessings carry responsibility. God understands that without the proper foundation, the very things we ask for could overwhelm us rather than uplift us. In his wisdom, he uses the waiting period to shape, strengthen, and equip us for what lies ahead. It's during this time that he refines our character, grows our faith, and sharpens our skills. Just as a farmer prepares the soil before planting seeds, God works on our hearts, our mindset, and our habits, making us capable of handling the harvest. Every challenge, lesson, and experience in this season is a tool he uses to mold us into vessels that can carry his blessings with integrity and purpose. Delays in God's timing are not a rejection of your prayers, but a redirection or refinement for something greater. In the moments when you feel like nothing is happening, God is working behind the scenes, orchestrating circumstances for your ultimate good. Delays are often God's way of protecting you from premature blessings, ensuring that you don't step into something you're not yet ready for. They provide time for growth, for alignment with his will, and for the pieces of his divine plan to come together. What may feel like a setback is actually a setup for something better than you could imagine. God uses these moments to teach patience, build trust, and increase your capacity to appreciate the blessings when they finally arrive. Waiting can be uncomfortable, but it's in this period that he draws you closer, teaches you dependence on him, and reveals his faithfulness in ways you might not have experienced otherwise. The waiting season is one of the most profound classrooms in your journey of faith, where God teaches you lessons that can't be learned any other way. It's in this season that you begin to understand the value of patience, realizing that growth doesn't happen overnight, but through consistent trust in his process. The waiting season often reveals the condition of your heart, exposing areas that need healing, refinement, or surrender. It's where God teaches you to rely on him completely, to release control, and to trust that his plans are greater than anything you could design for yourself. During this time, you also learn the importance of perseverance, how to stand firm in faith even when you can't see immediate results. God uses the waiting period to shape your perspective, helping you see beyond temporary desires to the eternal purpose he has for your life. It's in the waiting that you develop a deeper relationship with him, learning to seek his presence over his provision, and to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. Choosing faith over frustration is one of the most challenging yet rewarding decisions you can make when God's timing doesn't align with your expectations. Frustration often arises from a place of impatience and a lack of control, where doubts and questions cloud your vision of God's plan. But faith allows you to see beyond the present moment, to trust that even in silence or delay, God is working all things together for your good. Faith shifts your focus from what isn't happening to what God is doing behind the scenes, even when you can't perceive it. It reminds you that his promises are true and that his word never returns void. Frustration can lead to impulsive decisions, but faith keeps you grounded, teaching you to wait with a spirit of expectancy rather than despair. It is a posture of surrender where you choose to believe in God's provision and purpose despite how circumstances appear. Faith doesn't eliminate the challenges, but it transforms your perspective, giving you the strength to endure and the hope to keep moving forward. The waiting season is one of God's most effective tools for shaping your character, refining you into the person he has called you to be. It is in this period of stillness that he works deeply within you, addressing areas of your heart and mind that might otherwise remain untouched. Waiting reveals your true motives, testing whether your desires align with his will or are rooted in self-interest. In testing the image of your miraculous envision, which is more often a lie, it cultivates humility, reminding you that you are not in control and that his power is made perfect in your weakness. God uses the waiting to teach patience, a fruit of the Spirit that is vital for enduring life's challenges with grace and faith. It also sharpens your focus, helping you to distinguish between what truly matters and what is temporary or superficial. Through the process, God strengthens your trust in him, showing you that his plans are worth waiting for and that his timing is always purposeful. Waiting seasons often break the pride and self-reliance that hinders spiritual growth, replacing them with a deep dependence on God's wisdom and strength. This process of refinement equips you not just to receive the blessings you've prayed for, but to steward them well with a heart that reflects his love and character. Trusting God is not a passive exercise, but an active demonstration of faith through your choices, actions, and attitude. True trust calls you to step forward even when you cannot see the full picture, to obey his word despite uncertainties or fears. It requires you to align your life with his promises, living as though you already believe in the outcome he has spoken over you. Trust is revealed in how you prepare during the waiting season, how you continue to work diligently, pray fervently, and stay faithful to the tasks he has placed before you. It's not about sitting idly, hoping for things to change, but about moving forward in obedience, knowing that he will direct your steps. Trust involves surrendering your need to control every detail and instead taking bold steps of faith, believing that God will provide what is needed at the right time. It means holding on to hope when circumstances seem discouraging and continuing to act in alignment with his truth, even when the path feels unclear. Trust is not just a feeling, but a commitment to live out your faith with courage and intentionality, demonstrating that your confidence is in God's plan and not in your own understanding. God's understanding of what is best for you far surpasses anything you could ever conceive. While we are often driven by desires, emotions, and limited perspectives, God sees the whole picture, every detail, every possible outcome, and the eternal purpose he has designed for your life. What we think we need may not always align with what God knows is necessary for our growth, fulfillment, or ultimate well-being. Sometimes what we desire may seem good, but God's wisdom sees beyond the moment, understanding the long-run impact of every decision. He doesn't just know what you need today, he knows what you'll need in the future, how certain experiences will shape you, and when you will be ready to handle his best for you. Trusting that God knows what's best means acknowledging that his timing, his plans, and his way of doing things are far more effective than any shortcuts or quick fixes we might seek. Even when things don't make sense, or when his answers feel delayed, remember that God's vision is clearer and his plans are always for your good, even when they don't immediately align with your own desires or expectations. Surrender is the act of releasing control and yielding to God's perfect will, acknowledging that his ways are far higher and better than our own. It's a powerful choice to stop striving, stop forcing things to happen, and instead trust that he is at work behind the scenes, orchestrating every detail of your life. Surrender requires letting go of your own plans, dreams, and even your timeline, fully believing that God's plan is worth the wait and far exceeds anything you could imagine. It's about trusting his heart, knowing that he only desires what's best for you, even when the road ahead is uncertain. When you surrender, you cease to fight against his direction, understanding that resistance only delays the peace, clarity, and provision that comes from aligning with his will. Surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of immense strength and maturity and faith, recognizing that we are not in control and that true freedom comes from trusting the one who holds the universe. It also means being open to change, knowing that God might lead you in a direction that challenges you, grows you, and stretches you beyond your comfort zone. Surrender creates space for God's power to work in and through you in ways that wouldn't be possible if you remained in control. Divine appointments are moments in time that God specifically arranges for you, where his perfect will intersects with your life in a way that aligns with his greater purpose. These are the instances when he places people, opportunities, or situations in your path at just the right moment to guide, teach, or bless you. These moments often come unexpectedly and require you to be spiritually aware, attentive to the signs, and ready to act in faith. However, the difference between experiencing a divine appointment and missing an opportunity lies in your readiness to respond to God's calling. God does not force his plans upon you. Rather, he invites you to participate in his divine timing. When you are distracted, caught up in your own agenda, or resistant to change, you may overlook the opportunities he places before you. Missed opportunities occur when we fail to recognize the significance of these divine moments, or when we allow fear, doubt, or convenience to steer us away from what God is orchestrating in our lives. What may seem like a missed opportunity is in reality an invitation to learn, grow, and align more closely with God's purpose. Each divine appointment is a step closer to your destiny, and each missed opportunity is a lesson to help you become more aware of how God is working in your life. The key is to trust that even when you miss an appointment, God can redeem the time, guide you back on track, and open new doors at the right moment. God's timing is perfect, and when you align with it, it brings peace into your life, a peace that surpasses understanding. Unlike the pressure that the world often places on you to hurry up, achieve more, and accomplish things on your own timeline, God's timing is gentle, steady, and filled with assurance. When you operate in his timing, you move with a calm confidence, knowing that each step is leading you closer to the fulfillment of his purpose for your life. God does not rush or overwhelm you with expectations that are beyond your capacity to handle. His timing unfolds gradually, like a steady stream that moves with purpose, not a rushing river that forces you to swim against the current. The pressure to make things happen on your own can create anxiety, stress, and fear, but when you trust God's timing, there is a peace that comes from surrendering control. You learn to wait with expectancy, knowing that he is in charge of every detail. His timing teaches you patience. And in patience, you discover a deeper sense of contentment, free from the constant need to compare yourself to others or measure your progress by the world's standards. Each delay is not a setback, but an opportunity to deepen your faith and trust in his perfect plan. Gratitude in the process is the ability to recognize and appreciate God's hand in every step of the journey, even when the outcome is not yet clear. It's easy to be thankful when things are going well or when prayers are answered in the way we expect, but true gratitude is found in the middle of the struggle, during the waiting and amidst the challenges. Gratitude in the process means thanking God for what he is doing within you, even when it doesn't seem like anything is happening on the outside. It's an understanding that every moment, every delay, and every obstacle is part of a larger plan, one that is designed to bring you closer to your purpose and to make you more like Christ. Gratitude in the process also allows you to see the small victories along the way, the growth in your patience, the strengthening of your faith, and the development of your perseverance, instead of focusing on what isn't happening yet. Gratitude shifts your perspective to what God is doing now. It opens your heart to joy even in the waiting, knowing that he is faithful to complete the work he has started in you. Gratitude in the process is not just about looking for the end result, but recognizing that the journey itself holds value, purpose, and meaning.